Let's dive in a little deeper. You guys actually press released this deal in mid-November of 2022. Pretty large transaction, 2,905 NRAs, mostly Reeves and Loving. Whatever you're able to share, was this from a professional shop? Was it an aggregate portfolio? Was it from a landowner? Over to you.
Yeah, so this was a large land and mineral owner, and very sophisticated person who had his own in-house landman that he had on retainer, understood his asset very, very well, very, very intelligent family, and they wanted to do something strategic with their asset, and they knew the value of it. It was cash flowing, or it is cash flowing tremendously, compared to where it was several years prior, and they knew it was a good time to transact. The unique thing on this transaction is the family's view on the properties, where this is a great long-term property to own, and they understood that, which is why it was so difficult for them to sell. But there were some good reasons, and they had good opportunities to do something with the property, and the attraction, I think, to them and to us was we discussed merging their asset in with our seventh mineral fund, which allowed them to diversify beyond just these really, really dense tracts, in specific areas in Reeves and Loving, and be able to spread that across the 12,000 acres we had in the fund. And so it was largely an equity deal. I think it was 90% was ownership in Desert Partners 7. And then 10% was just cash up front. And then part of what we did as a result was we agreed to close the fund after that transaction. So that way the family knew exactly what they were going to own. They knew what percentage of every tract that they would own in through the form of an LP. And they had good expectations of what the cash flow would look like post merger. And it was a good fit for them. It was the 90% was a tax deferred event. So there wasn't a large tax consequence for them this year. That'll be down the road if and when we ever sell. But as far as, their 2022 tax affairs are relatively simple, just because there's 90% of that was not a taxable event. And I think it was a really good deal for us and a really good deal for the family, because their asset was gassier than ours, and we paid for that in the form of equity. But it kind of balances out. When oil goes up and gas goes down, he gets the benefit of that as well. So we're both parties are really happy with the transaction, and it was just the right fit. That doesn't always happen. The stars kind of have to align on something like that, to where you actually have someone who is ultimately looking to make a mineral investment, and they want to use their properties as a way of doing that. And we've done that, I guess, 3 other times over the years, and every time we've done it, it's been a great outcome for both parties.